just create content. Like, I put out a lot of silly stuff, and maybe some people don't like it, but I mean, I like it.
Let's talk.
So I don't really care. What's up, guys? I'm Ryan.
And I'm Justin, and this is Pods on Marketing. We have a special guest,
Chris.
Let's go.
We brought him in to have more perspective because we know that you guys can't get enough of hearing from us because we have different perspectives, and he has a very different perspective. He's been marketing for realtors for 30 years?
Almost 30 years.
Almost 30 years. We'll caution at that because he's very good at jujitsu. So we'll leave it there to be safe. What's our topic today? What are we talking about?
We are talking about how to organically grow your following on social media.
Oh, so like not paid, not bots, not buying bots.
Right. So the real organic way, which is the
Actually having to go in and work with people and engage and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's going to be a doozy.
All right, open it up. Here we go.
Okay, so one basic principle that I always like to address across all platforms, right? The first thing is consistency, value, and then engagement. I just feel like a lot of people just put stuff up there and just expect to grow.
That's right.
I saw the largest growth on my Instagram when I did 10 days in a row, every day posting at least twice, every day commenting on somebody else's stuff. And that run of like those 10 days got me more followers than anything else I've done.
Yeah.
Commenting, engaging with your audience is huge on social media. Absolutely. I share that with my agents in my how to build your repeat business and referral business because everybody's on social media.
Everybody's on social media.
Everybody's
it's now
there.
The bus
you know,
bench.
You got to be those people that you would like to stay in front of. You got to engage with them and comment on their posts and show what value you bring and highlight your listings and your sellers and all that type of stuff.
And that's like the cool thing also. And this is, in my opinion, is where the value comes in, right? Is don't be afraid to show yourself. There's a million realtors out there. The way you're going to truly sell people on social media is by showing them a little bit of your personality, your work ethic, and behind the scenes. So like a lot of times when I go on agents' pages and I just see like open house, just listed, sold, I mean, that's okay. And that is necessary to show like credibility in what you do. But you also need to mix in some more content showing yourself.
Let's talk about that for a minute because that's another thing that's really important for you as realtors to think about is Instagram my niche? There's so many different ways to market yourself, but being on Instagram, Facebook, social media is really important because it's the default. It's kind of where everybody expects you to be now.
Right.
So if you're kind of shying away from it, find an angle that you can work on it. And if your angle is just listed, just sold, market stats and updates, that's okay. But try and figure out how to get yourself in there.
Even if you have to do a video of yourself addressing and sharing with your audience what those market stats, how your properties are selling, how quickly you're getting buyers or contracts on your properties, it's all relevant. All relevant to your database and followers and friends.
And one of the ones that's really easy to do for that is once you get those market stats or anything, just record your screen and then after you've recorded like 30 seconds of your screen, film yourself talking about what the numbers are. You can use CapCut to remove background and overlay yourself in front of the market stats. All of a sudden, yours look different and better than everybody else's.
Yeah. And I mean, that's one of the things also, I think as a society, that it's just necessary now. A lot of people don't want to put themselves in the video.
I hear that all the time. You know, I don't want to be in the video. I don't want to be in the video. You're cutting yourself short.
You really are, though. Like, yeah, there's ways around it, and you can do other things for it. But if you're in the video, and like we said, you're showcasing yourself and you're showing your personality, it's going to make your videos different, and it's also going to give people a better chance to get to know you. Even like so I have a little sister, right? And she has people on social media who she follows, and she talks to me about them like she knows them. And that's the advantage of social media. Like, people can get to feel like they know you.
People do business with people they like.
Right.
Yeah, it's called a parasocial relationship. It's kind of odd that it exists as strongly as it does now, but think about how people watch the YouTubers like Mr. Beast and stuff. They're just watching because they know them so well. Like they can do almost anything now and they're going to get followers and likes because they've been exposed in front of these people. So they're familiar with them, almost like a newscaster or a weatherman just coming in their home every day.
Yeah, and they get to know you. Like, I know everyone knows, I always brings up the Ashton Hall thing. It's literally a crazy phenomenon.
Wait, I don't know what you're talking about.
So Ashton Hall's the guy if you're on like YouTube, Instagram, he's the guy you'll see. He's like really buff. And he has the glass bowl and he dumps his face in the ice with that Saratoga water brand.
Yeah.
He brought the stock up for that company $1 billion from his videos. $1 billion.
$1 billion for Saratoga video.
Yes.
I'm gonna double check on that because that sounds like a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's very impressive if you did.
Hey guys, this is Justin here. I just wanted to cut in and say that he is accurate. It did raise the stock price. So it had this rally at the end of March where it went up about $3 a share, which does equate to about $1 billion. However, it was trading at the end of that at about $35.49. It's currently trading at about $29. So it wasn't a hold. It's not continuing to hold that value, but he did shift the price by about $1 billion as a kind of meme moment. So there you go. Ryan is correct.
I remember when that went around and it was so odd and it got mocked and replayed and changed. Like there were people doing derivations of it that were like, how I get up in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And they're like, even because I follow a lot of fitness people and even not fitness people, like it's crazy the strength and the presence. Like if you have a really well developed, established, consistent presence, like I literally see Saratoga water every day now, like on different people's stuff. It's crazy what he did, but that's taking it to like a whole nother scale and level. But like the thing is though, is just the consistency of it. Like Justin mentioned, like my following has been growing like crazy ever since I've been consistently posting. Like now I post a YouTube video and in 30 minutes I'm at like 6 and 7K views on my shorts.
Yeah, it's a really nice way to do it. So in that, Ryan, if you're just starting out and have never been on Facebook before or on Instagram before, what should you expect when you're coming into it as a brand new agent?
No, it's a good one. I mean, the thing too is the thing to expect, I think, and this is the way to set yourself up to keep going, is don't expect anything. Like, don't really expect much engagement. Don't let that be the reason that drives you to make your videos in the beginning is to get likes and shares. You know, you need to do it to feed the algorithm and to get familiar. And the more videos you put out, even for me, even for Justin, when we put out a video on Instagram, right, there's only a small percentage of my following that's actually seeing that video. So the more videos that you put out, the larger percentage of your following's getting to see it, which is going to cause growth faster. So you just have to stay consistent in the beginning and keep posting, even if you're not seeing results.
How does following more people and then engaging with those followers help increase that?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's going to increase your views because you're in it. So for example, say I'm on Instagram or Facebook, anything, right? And Chris or Justin has a post. And then I like and comment on your post, right?
Oh.
You're going to start showing up in my feed more, and I'm going to start showing up in your feed more. So the more people that you do that with, the more at least opportunities your content has to be seen.
So being a new agent, it's very important to try to grow that friend space and followers and start engaging with them so you can get more likes and views.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Not only that, but it's important to like and follow other people in your sphere so that you can train the algorithm who you are and what your community you're a part of. Because Instagram does the algorithm pushes you into insular communities. So if you've been using your Instagram to look through at Warhammer 40K painting videos or OnlyFans thoughts on there, that's going to mess up your algorithm. You want a clean algorithm.
He's right, though.
That's got, because, if you're watching workout stuff or gymnastic videos or jujitsu stuff, right? And then you're trying to engage just with realtors, the algorithm gets confused. So if you dial down, clear your search history, follow people that are in the same industry as you, it's going to be clearer to the algorithm that you're a person that should be shown to this realtor pool and this buyer pool.
Makes a lot of sense because all my real estate videos go in front of all my jiu-jitsu community.
Right.
They like my videos, but it's not reaching the right audience.
Right. No. And like the thing too, like we always talk about, like, for example, with Justin. By the way, his Instagram's at JustinMarket702. But anyways,
his is iRule social media. Chris, what's yours?
Chris Markets Vegas.
So like, stop what you're doing if you're watching and go follow all of us. But no, like Justin's like funny in his videos.
At least. Thank you.
No, I think they're hilarious. Like I laugh at him all the time. So like, it's important though, and we talked about this in a previous episode, to lean in and find what you're good at and like what your angle and approach is going to be. That's going to make it easier.
And don't be afraid to experiment and fail. Like I've done some stuff where I'm super focused on real estate news. I've done some stuff where I'm trying to do skits. And I find that what's finally just like easiest and easier for me to do is just to communicate really candidly
and not
try
yourself,
and produce
right?
it, right?
Just be yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly. You're not trying to put on a show for anybody. You're showcasing yourself is all you're doing.
Yeah.
That's it.
So why act like somebody that you're not?
And I think that's a big thing. A lot of people follow other people on there, and then they try to like emulate them and make that into their content. But that's not you, so it's probably not going to work for you. And it's tough though. Like, you're putting yourself out there. I think that's the biggest reason why people don't create content. Like, I hear all these different reasons, but at the end of the day, it's because putting yourself out there is scary. You know, but you have to do it.
Yes, stage fright is one of the most common fears in the United States. People are terrified of getting in front of and talking to a
Well, they're
group of
afraid
people.
of rejection.
And it's the
as
same
well.
thing. Yeah.
They're afraid that people aren't going to have something positive to say about their video or their post. And they can't be afraid of that. They just got to put the information out there.
Get out there. Show yourself to the
do
world.
it.
My little saying, it's not my saying, but people who are judging you don't matter. And those that matter aren't judging you. So just create content. Like, I put out a lot of silly stuff, and maybe some people don't like it, but I mean, I like it.
Let's talk,
So I don't really care.
let's talk a little bit about how you found your voice too, because we worked on some stuff where we were recording and we had scripts and we were trying to do stuff for an Instagram. Hey, here's the back and forth. Here's what you say, and I'll say this. And you were having issues holding on to all of it, holding on to the ideas.
Yeah.
And so you started doing snap pans in almost all of your videos so that you can just do like a sentence.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times though,
Even they blend it together.
Oh, yeah.
they blend them all. But like, so there's two reasons why I do that, right? So one reason is a lot of the different creators, it creates more, it's more engaging, right? If you like switch views, like for different sentences or lines, and it also makes it easier for you to remember, right? But at the same time though, when you're in an industry and you've done something for a while, like if you get me talking about ads, social media, things like that, I'm going off on insane tangents and going way too far. So like by sticking to short lines, it gives me like what I need to say and nothing else.
And you don't lose your audience because they don't know what you're talking about.
Right. You know, and I think that's a lot of times what happens with us when we meet with agents, and we've all figured out kind of how the best way to go about it is. But a lot of times the stuff that we're saying to people, you know, we do marketing. So like to us, it's simple and it's second nature. But to people who aren't familiar with it, it's a little foreign.
Oh, it can be overwhelming.
You know, so learning how to explain it
Mm-hmm.
is key.
Yeah.
So that's my approach.
So how do Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok and YouTube Shorts play off of each other? What's the difference between them? Why are there so many platforms?
Yeah, I mean, so like the main thing though is like, so Instagram and Facebook, like, and I think it depends. Like when you're starting out, and we mentioned this on a previous episode, you want to use all platforms and lean into all platforms. But the weird thing is though, is like there's some platforms that you're just going to be received better on by both the platform and the viewers.
Well, I think it's the demographic and age of the users as well.
Right.
Because you're not going to have as many senior and later years agents on TikTok. I don't see them on there at all. You'll see them on Facebook. If they've got an AOL email address, they're probably on Facebook. Maybe.
Maybe on Facebook, yeah.
But anything more than that, it's a challenge for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's fair. But like the thing too is like, I mean, he's right though. The age demographic definitely plays a role. But I feel like the main two go-to platforms always are Facebook and Instagram. That's like where everyone typically runs to. And even though it's valuable because there's a lot of people on that platform, I think it is harder to get started on those platforms. And that if you start and maybe put your focus on other platforms, that you can see success because it's not as saturated of a platform.
Yeah.
Like
You know what I mean?
YouTube, TikTok.
Yeah,
Yeah.
YouTube Shorts is a really interesting one because it looks like it flows and then plateaus. Like that's one of the few platforms I've seen
weird.
where it's not a solid kind of trend and then an ease off. It goes and it's hockey sticking and then it flatlines.
Yeah.
The algorithm has a weird thing there that I haven't quite figured out yet. So we're going to keep researching that and trying to figure it out for you guys
Yeah.
and help you out. But at this point, I haven't figured out why that does that. Because we'll post shorts from this show and regularly get 1,500, 2,000 views, and then it flatlines. It just pulls them up and then flatlines, pulls them up and then flatlines. Because if you're watching this on YouTube, I mean, the main channel stuff does okay, but the shorts do really well and then stop. So,
And it's weird. It happens quick too.
Yeah.
Like for mine, like I just had a post. It literally hit 7K in like 46 minutes and then nothing.
Yeah. So that's something you'll notice too. And don't get discouraged by that stuff. Basically, look at the numbers only so that you can figure out what's working and compare yourself to yourself. So if you have a suite of like 10 or 20 posts and one gets 100 views and 20 likes and another one gets 20 views and 1 like, you know which kind of content the algorithm wants you to produce. At the same time, don't look at a bigger creator's numbers and say, oh, they've got 7K, they've got 1 million views, because that's not fair to what you're doing with the algorithm right now. You should definitely have your Instagram switched over to be a professional account, a business account, so that you can see those numbers in even more detail. And the longer you have them there, the better it is for you.
Yeah, and that's a key though. Like you can see when your followers are looking at your posts. You can check the insights from your posts and see which ones are getting the most engagement, and then lean into creating that kind of content. Another thing too, though, I've been guilty of this myself. So before I post on any platform, I take 10 minutes to engage with other people's content to push mine out more when I post it. But where I make a mistake, and I see a lot of people doing this, you'll see them go through and they're just commenting fire or clapping hands, and we appreciate those comments. But if you think about it, and me for myself, when I get a comment where I know that someone actually watched it and actually wrote something of value, I'm like, okay, I actually like that person.
Yeah, true engagement is more than a super like, right?
Yeah.
The fire and the hands clapping and stuff is a super like.
Right.
An actual comment that starts a conversation is going to be more beneficial to that content.
Yeah, that's what matters. So be real, be social.
Taking that time prior to your posting, though, gives you the opportunity to get it warmed up, get the system ready, so when you do blast your post out, you're getting more viewers. Taking that time when you're commenting, are you strategically commenting on people that you want to see more engagement from? Investors, past buyers, past sellers, people like that, or is it random?
So for me, and this is kind of what Justin was saying earlier about picking your audience and niche. So I deal with real estate agents. So I'm typically engaging with real estate agents, and that's honestly all my feeds consist of at this point. Yeah. So if you build your searches, and there really is a strategy to it. If you search for your ideal client consistently, that's what you're going to get on your feed.
Correct.
You know,
that's what I was talking about. Yeah. So these people that are just randomly commenting other people's posts, yes, you're building your algorithm, but you may not be putting yourself out there in front of the people that you want to engage with. So be a little strategic with it.
And I'm actually interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. So this is why when I recommend for anything on social media, right? Mm-hmm. At least when first starting out, and if you Google how to grow your following organically, this is probably the first or second thing that will come up is you need to niche down. Mm-hmm. So who's your ideal client, and stick to that for a little while until you kind of build a base. And that's typically going to be easier if you're targeting a smaller demographic than targeting a larger demographic.
And be just you're making yourself a specialist. Creating yourself as a specialist there.
What do you think about that, Justin?
Yeah, I think one of the things, too, that's weird there for realtors is you're actually not looking for a demographic as much as a stage or state or point in time. And so that's where the content that I've seen perform best for realtors tends to be the aspirational stuff, the stuff that people want to be and can't always get, which is the really high-end homes, pools, really well-designed places, places that are set up real nice. And then the information behind that. Here's how I stage a home. Here's how I do a buyer's or listing sit. Those are the things that really speak to people that are thinking about buying a home one day, but that day may not be today.
Right.
Because in the same way that car commercials saturate the airwaves, they're doing that because they know that 1 in 12 of their audience is going to buy a car in the next year.
Right.
And they're playing on hoping to get them. So you are doing the same thing when you're getting your buyers and sellers groups. You may get lucky and grab an investor. You may get lucky and get somebody who every 3 to 5 years steps up a house. You may get lucky and find somebody that's building a rental portfolio. Heck, you may get lucky and find a company that wants to work with you on buying and selling for their company.
Right.
But for most of you, you want to have that content that appeals to people thinking about doing it sometime in the next year or two.
Or when they're sitting there on their social media and they see your post, it's an excellent reminder to them, hey, Justin's in the real estate business. I remember Ryan was thinking about buying a home. Hey, Justin, here's a referral for you.
Right.
People aren't typing into Facebook homes in Las Vegas, but it is a great place for them to have reminders of what you do and what you're professional at.
Yeah, and really quick, just to clarify, so when I say demographic, right, so like for like marketing campaigns in general, right, when you're marketing, I don't mean just like luxury homes or seller homes. I'm saying what I mean by that is like when you look at your target audience, right, so who is, yeah, of course we want people who are going to be buying homes, right, but yeah, it's not just like the luxury or this or that. What I mean when I say that is like you want to look up the interests and behaviors of the primary audience that you're trying to target, because if you create content specifically for that demographic, it's going to resonate better. So like just so you guys know, when I say that, I don't mean like luxury or this. Like I even
Probably
have a
better
demographic.
to say audience.
Audience, yeah. So demographic though, if you look it up for like Facebook and everything, it's like interests, behaviors, hobbies. Like that's what I meant by demographic. And like I create my content for a specific demographic, and I think that's the value that we all bring. Is like there's different strokes for different folks. So like there's some people who like definitely like, yeah, I want to work with Ryan, but at the same time there's definitely people who are like, I don't want to work with Ryan, and that's fine though. And I make that clear in my content so that I'm getting people who I resonate and connect with. And if you don't like me, then we have Justin and Chris. If you don't like them, then you have me. But we have someone here for you. So that's my take.
All right, final thoughts. Chris, final thoughts on content.
My final thoughts on content is just stay consistent, everybody. Have a good time. If you got 15 minutes that you're wasting on social media now, be productive with that time. Engage with people that you want to work with, that you want to see your posts, that could possibly, you don't have a crystal ball, provide you some value in the future.
Nice.
Brian?
So I mean, I like to have a good time. So I always create some content to like, kind of loosen
Gremlin
things
mode
up.
content?
Oh boy. Yeah, no, we don't post that one. But yeah, so like I mixed mine up though, for a minute, and me and Justin both talked about this. Like I was just making videos to like, we're making videos to, like help you guys and just like marketing. And like, that's me not practicing what I preach with like, me doing that's the equivalent of the just listed and just sold without me showing.
Yeah.
So now I try to mix it up.
Yeah.
But if you want to laugh, go to his page. It's funny. The Cowboy one?
The Cowboy one, that was
so
trying.
funny.
That was some work for me, but it was worth
good.
it.
It was good.
I have to watch that one. I haven't seen that.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap it there, and we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.